Hello, guys. I just want to say this was an amazing card, crazy card, and I've enjoyed every second of it. Absolutely crazy card. Man, what am I gonna say aside of the craziest card I've ever seen in my life? Really much. It really was the craziest card I've ever seen in my whole life, and I enjoyed every second of it. As so far, I've seen crazy cards, but this, man, I just don't know what to say. I've seen insane cards. I've seen like insanities, but this was the greatest generation. This was the greatest thing that has ever happened. So many upsets. I mean, only one upset on the whole card. That's pretty much rare to see. Yeah, you rarely see a card with only one upset, and you pretty much rarely see such a successful card. This card was a pure example of it, and I'm going to say that I'm super impressed. Like my score was 10 out of 14. Yeah, that's 3 out of 4. Picks 10 out of 14. So it really was an average card for me. But let's start right with the bet and let's see how everything played out. First of all, like Rajkhabov outworked Esteban Ribovic. Esteban Ribovic hurt him on one occasion and he came very close to finish that fight. Unfortunately, it didn't go well for Ribovic and Rajkhabov was able to drag the fight to the ground and finish him. Farid Bashkarat showed amazing fight IQ. Yeah, you've seen a top-notch fight IQ on the end of Farid Bashkarat, who outworked his opponent. And Damon Blackshear came close to knocking him out. Then Tabata Ricci, she submitted Tabata Ricci submitted Jessica Penn, and I already fell to 1 out of 3 there, which was pretty much critical. Then Cameron Simon defeated Mano Martinez via majority decision. Excellent performance by Cameron Simon, and Cameron Simon is a new young gun, new era. I believe Cameron Simon is going to have a lot of successes in the future, in the upcoming days. So it was 2 out of 4. Ian Gary knocked out Kenan Song. I didn't expect Ian Gary to knock him out cold. I mean, I know that Kenan Song was knocked out by Max Griffin in the past, but Gary was fighting tactically, and Kenan Song ate some really serious shots, and it kind of shocked me when I've seen that knockout. I picked Gary to win, so wasn't much of an upset to me. 3 out of 5. Mark Andre Barrio versus Julian Marquez. I had Barrio to win, so 4 out of 6. Mark Andre Barrio was just a tactical warfare specialist. He destroyed Julian Marquez via tactical aspect of the game. He was way more tactical than Julian Marquez, and Julian Marquez was swinging wildly, violently, and it didn't go well for him as Julian Marquez was unable to capitalize in round 1. Then he gassed out, and great performance by Marco Andre Barrio. Amanda Rivas outworked Vivian Araujo, and a great example of outworking, really much great example of outworking by Amanda Rivas. She outworked her opponent with style and dominated for 3 rounds. Dricus du Plessis knocked out Derek Brunson. I mean, they threw in the towel on Derek Brunson's end, and Derek Brunson literally Derek Brunson gassed out too. He was out in round 2. Dricus du Plessis knocked him out cold. What a performance by du Plessis. Amazing performance. Then my third miss was Cody Garbrandt versus Trevin Jones. The fight went the distance, which I didn't expect. We've seen 0 damage on both fighters. It was a tactical warfare, and Cody Garbrandt outworked him fair and square. Cody Garbrandt is not that violent guy anymore. He is just more of a humble guy, etc. And Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. One-sided ass whooping where Bo Nickel was swinging the hammer. He submitted his opponent via arm triangle choke. Bo Nickel is a heck of a wrestler, and he exploded to 4-0, the greatest hype train the world has ever seen. But that hype train is winning. The problem is the fact that the hype train is winning, and I have a feeling that the hype train might continue winning, might continue doing some great job, and really, Bo Nickel exposed all of them, like literally exposed all of them. So far, he's the greatest hype train for a reason. We'll see in the next fight. Mateusz Gamrot versus Julian Turner, what a close fight, and excellent victory on the end of Mateusz Gamrot. Mateusz Gamrot outworked his opponent pretty much nicely, pretty much did a great job, and a nice victory in the end of Mateusz Gamrot. Really nice victory. Shavkat Rakhmonov submitted Geoff Neal, and many were talking like easy parlay etc. I was super scared. I was super scared for this as Geoff Neal came in overweight, so I was thinking it could have been a big problem for Shavkat Rakhmonov. But Shavkat Rakhmonov controlled the fight. He controlled the whole fight despite being rocked once. He was able to capitalize on everything. He was able to finish Geoff Neal. Great submission. Then Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko, the greatest upset of the night. It was the greatest upset of the night. Valentina Shevchenko won 2 rounds. She won round 3. She won round 2. Alexa Grasso won the first, and after Valentina Shevchenko missed with that spinning back kick, Alexa Grasso took the back and she capitalized on the choke. She hooped on her back, locked in back mount, and we've seen a submission loss to Valentina Shevchenko, and we got a new Mexican champ. It is an awesome piece of play, an awesome piece of performance for Valentina Shevchenko, as she is not the champ anymore. Alexa Grasso is a top-notch champ. What a performance by Valentina Shevchenko, and what a performance by Alexa Grasso. Such a great gameplay, such a great fight, and I've enjoyed every second of it. This was my... Actually, I didn't miss on this one because I said fight starts round 4, and the fight ended in round 4. I didn't expect Grasso to win, though. It was a big upset, big surprise. Then John Jones versus Cyril Gane was my 4th miss. I was thinking Cyril Gane was gonna keep the fight on the feet, but as soon as Johnny Boy dragged him to the ground, I knew it had to be the end of the road for Cyril Gane. And John Jones is the GOAT, really. John Jones is the GOAT and the greatest of all time. He won title in 2 divisions, never been defeated, only lost once to Matt Hamill, and he hasn't been fighting for a while. But still, he was able to capitalize on Cyril Gane. He dragged him to the ground and locked in that guillotine from cage-seated position. We don't see it much often, and also in the case of Shavkat Rakhmonov, we've seen the standing rear naked choke. We don't see much often, and I enjoyed every single second of it. What a crazy card it was. John Jones is the greatest of all time. Alexa Grasso is definitely a top-notch prospect, a top-notch gun, and we are going to see more from Alexa Grasso in the future. We are definitely going to see more, and I am pretty much confident that Alexa Grasso will continue shocking us in the future, and this was one of the craziest cards I've ever seen. All right, lads. Today I will probably rest. Tomorrow I got to work a lot, and catch you later. It was great. It was just a great time. Have a great day. What a card this was.